Welcome back to Two Dudes Talking Motorcycles. I am Gleb, and you can follow me on Instagram at GlebLapham.
And I am Mitch. You can follow me on Instagram at Meets to the Beach.
And you can follow the podcast on Instagram at tdtmotorcycles. You can also shoot us an email if you want to share your riding stories, motorcycle pics, feedback, advice, topic suggestions, or anything in between. You can email us at tdtmotorcycles@gmail.com. This episode, we're going to be talking about our Christmas wish list.
Yeah, it's going to be the Christmas wish list.
The Christmas wish list. So, yeah, Christmas is next week from the airing of this episode, so depending on when you're listening to it. But so we wish all those that celebrate Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to the holiday season.
And I just hope everyone who's like me and doesn't like winter is surviving it. Just hold out till next riding season.
Yeah, Mitch is dying right now.
A little bit.
He's literally dead. I don't know how he's talking. He's just dead. Yeah, and if, like we said in the last episode, if you have any suggestions on what kind of activities he can do in the winter that don't involve the snow, but involve leaving the house, send us your suggestions for Mitch.
I've got video games. That's about all I got right now.
I said leaving the house.
Yeah.
So he needs help. Help him out. Help him out.
I believe since our last episode where we talked about, like riding on like a tight schedule, things like that. I don't know if you saw, but our friend Don messaged us.
I have not seen that.
And I apologize if I'm wrong, but I feel like Don has messaged us before with who has a Goldwing.
I do remember that.
So I think this is the same one. I can go back and check. I should have done that before we recorded, but Don, thank you so much for your words. Sharing your email. Greetings from the Northwest Washington. Having been married 38 years, 2 grown children, and 3 grandkids, I've been an outdoor enthusiast. Fishing, camping, mountain biking, skiing, mountain climbing. My life has always been about seasons. My wife knows that I need outlets for energy and a source of adventure. As I've gotten older, the mountains are getting replaced by the motorcycle. Less skiing and mountaineering because my knees are becoming an issue. I feel that even at 35. But I can ride the heck out of my old beat up Goldwing with my knees feeling great. It's getting cold and dark here. I do have a one-piece Tourmaster Centurion riding suit. Centurion? Yeah.
Centurion.
Riding suit with a heated vest, gloves, and heated grips. The Goldwing is known for being a warm bike to ride, so I do get out on the nicer winter days as long as the roads are dry. With all that said, for peace and harmony in our home, my wife actually encourages me to take a ride for some wind therapy. To the unmarried listeners, communication is key, and that is when the right guy or gal comes into your life. Wishing you to the warmest of holiday wishes. Merry Christmas from Don in Washington.
Don, thank you so much. We absolutely love.
Makes me so happy.
I know. We absolutely love getting emails from you guys.
Well, especially ones like that. I mean, that's one thing I'd really enjoy that we get out of the show. Is just people telling us.
I know. I love it.
Yeah. About how their life goes with motorcycling and stuff. It's awesome.
It's absolutely great. Also, props to your wife for encouraging you to go ride.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. You should definitely hang on to her.
I think after 38 years, he probably plans to.
Probably. So. Yeah. That's, I'm so happy to hear that. That's awesome, Don. Yep. Thank you so much for writing in, and hope you keep on riding through the winter. Hopefully,
stay warm.
Stay warm. Hopefully the roads stay nice and dry for the most part, so you can get a few rides in. We kind of do the same if we have a slightly warm, sunny day in the winter.
And it's not a work day.
It's not a work day. It's like a weekend.
Yeah.
I'll take my bike out just for a quick, a 30-minute stroll.
Well, my bike's maybe 5 blocks away, so I can go get it if it's a warm enough day. So, But it was good to get an email from somebody who's lived
absolutely
the tight motorcycling schedule. It sounds like.
I absolutely love that.
So
didn't we also have a comment on YouTube from someone?
I don't remember that part.
I think you sent me a text about it.
I know I sent you an email. I thought.
Let me find out.
Yeah, but Christmas wish. Let me start that sentence
Christmas
over.
Wish list.
Christmas wish lists is what we're going for today.
So this is kind of more of what we would love to see come out of the motorcycling community, but also just our little imaginary wish list of things we wish we had for our bikes.
Yeah. You
had or don't have or really want. Just anything like that. And then,
we do have a comment. I found it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Before we get into the Christmas list, though, we have just to read off a comment from Sprocket Science 1 on YouTube. Great podcast as always, boys. It's a treat listening to you two chatting about motorcycles or motorcycling. Also, great job at selecting awesome topics for discussion. The chill chinwag between you two is refreshing and the perfect downwind material at the end of a long work day. Great job. Keep going. Sprocket, thank you, of course.
Thanks so much, guys. And yeah, we always welcome, like I said in the intro, we always welcome topic suggestions. It can, we make it look easy, but it's not always, I don't know. I hope we make it look easier than it is. But,
do we?
Yeah, we do little brainstorming sessions on these, on our topics to choose from.
Yeah.
But we always appreciate you guys sending in like, emails, especially asking for like advice or just stories and stuff like that, because we love sharing those on the podcast. So keep those coming. It's always a great time.
And, and like with us running this podcast, it is still like a small part to like side gig type thing.
Oh yeah.
But like, and don't get me wrong, I would love for this to be like our main job one day.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool.
It'd be awesome.
But honestly, like getting like emails like Dawn's or comments like this about like just like what the show is. Like, that's what I really like.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of this.
Yeah.
But if you do want to help support us, feel free to buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/tdtmotorcycles or use our Revzilla affiliate link in the description below. If you're planning on buying some gear for you or your loved ones for Christmas as a Christmas present.
It is that time.
Yeah. Use that link and we'll get a little bit of a kickback. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help us out. So,
it does. Yeah.
Yeah. We'd appreciate that. If you're already buying stuff. So Christmas wish list. So I think both just recently talked about what kind of new things we might buy for our bikes next year.
Yeah.
I really want to get a top box for my bike because as I learned from our California trip, it was kind of annoying getting to my camera back and forth because I had my camera bag strapped onto the back of my bike.
Yeah.
Using some compression straps, and while they work fairly effectively once I figured out the best way to like strap it down on there, it was still very annoying to kind of like have to unstrap them, slide the backpack out, unzip it, get the camera out.
Well, and there was that, me and you, we've even said that we would prefer like soft luggage before.
Yeah.
But even when we were off-roading, like your camera bag slipped off a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it started sliding off a little bit.
What about your second camera you lost on a bike?
Which is not a good time. So my biggest thing next year is I think I want to get a top box for my bike. I want it to be probably the official like Triumph top box because I can put
your ignition key.
Yeah, I can use my ignition key to lock and unlock it, which is going to be super convenient. But my thinking is that I can put it in, or I'll have the top box. It should be big enough to fit at least my like smaller camera shoulder bag in there. Mm-hmm. So I can just, when we park, I'm still want to bring the camera with me. I can just open it up, grab the bag,
throw your helmet in,
throw my helmet in, and then close it back up.
Yeah, and
just leave it there. It just seems like it'll make it so much more convenient, and also it'll keep the camera way more secure than even strapping it with the backpack because I don't have to worry about the straps coming loose or falling off or anything like that happening to it. And I think that'd be just a nice place to keep like electronics and things in general. Considering I always bring electronics with me on any of the rides that, or at least long rides that we do like that, because I have my GoPro,
your drone,
camera, iPad, so I can transfer footage, all of those things. It'd be good to keep them nice and secure.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And then that way I can, I won't have to deal with any straps, but also leave my soft luggage for soft goods. Soft items like tent, clothes, sleeping bag, etc.
All the good stuff.
So my big thing for next year is top box, maybe a new helmet because my
That's about time for
Shoei
you.
is approaching, is going to be 5 years old
Yeah.
next year. They recommend, or at least the warranty on the helmets is usually 5 years. So I believe Climb had a new helmet that they announced
Yeah.
a while back. It wasn't their, what's the one that Emerson has?
The Krios Pro.
Yeah, it wasn't the Krios Pro. It was some kind of new helmet that they announced.
Yeah.
Which
I thought I had a
thought it
text.
looked interesting. I'm going to pull it up real quick while you talk about what you want to buy next year.
Yeah, I mean, like I was mentioned before we started recording, like my number one thing, now that I've been in motorcycling for a few years, I think the only thing I really want to get for myself for next year is a new like summer jacket. Because the one I have,
yeah.
the Velcro's going out, and on the vanity side, I just want something different and new.
Something new.
Yeah, so
I think, yeah, it's always nice to have good new things. I mean, I got the adventure jacket last year.
Yeah.
The adventure jacket. And it's been really nice to have. I think it's, I like it so much better than the sand that I used to have.
I got so sick of the sand after a while.
It's a good jacket, but
It's just old.
it just did not work for how I wanted to use it.
Well, I just think it was it was already an old jacket when we got it.
That's true.
You
Yeah.
know? And
It's
so
been out for a few years at that point.
yeah, and this year, beginning of 2024, like I spent a bunch of money. I bought a new helmet, new jacket,
That's right. Yeah.
because I was like, I'm not happy with the sand.
Yeah.
I want a better jacket for our adventure rides or our touring rides.
Yeah.
So I got the new one, the Alpine.
Alpine Star.
Yeah, the bullet. I forget what it was called. But yeah, but it's a good one. Yeah, then the helmet. So I'm really hoping next year I don't have to buy a bunch of stuff.
Just the summer jacket.
Just summer jacket, and then like just the necessities. So I got like my 20,000 mile service coming up.
Yeah.
I need new tires.
Those are important.
Yeah. I really need new tires.
Luckily, I feel like mesh jackets and summer jackets are usually on the cheaper
They're
end,
cheaper.
on the lower price
Yeah.
end of motorcycle jackets.
Yeah.
It's those ADV ones that tend to bite the wallet much harder.
Yeah.
Or,
And
the leather track suits and all that.
Yeah.
Those get really expensive.
yeah, but you're still looking at spending. I'm still looking at spending like $200, $300
Oh, yeah.
depending what I get.
That makes
Especially
sense.
if I want that Climb Marrakesh.
Dude, that Marrakesh, I'm thinking my next riding pants might be the Climb Marrakesh pants or the updated version of the switchbacks that we both have.
Yeah.
Because whatever Climb is doing to their material just feels so much like softer and less like gritty than any of the other brands. So
and that's like
which is really nice.
Yeah, and that was like since this is a wish list, like if I have extra money or something, I do want to get the new switchbacks from Climb.
Yeah, I'm also thinking I might.
Yeah.
I mean, mine aren't that old, so I don't know if I'll do it.
Mine just don't fit that good anymore because I've gained weight this year. So.
Yeah, that's why I had to buy new
So
ones
I'm
and sold you my old ones.
I know. You outgrew them first. Now I outgrew them. Those pants are cursed, man.
They are cursed. Apparently, it's quick sell them to Emerson. He already has the new one.
He'd have to get them hemmed up quite a bit, though.
But yeah, the Marrakesh line from Climb is super nice. Whatever material they're doing. But the helmet I found, it's called the X1 Alpha
From Climb.
Okay. Also, so it uses that same kind of the choroid material.
Oh, okay. So it's
kind
so
of
that
lightweight, foam, breathable material that they have.
Yeah.
And it comes with a transition visor, comes with a peak, but it looks a little less aggressive and a little bit more like it doesn't have as many vents as their Climb.
It doesn't
Krios.
look as off-roady as like the Krios does.
It kind of reminds me more of the Shoei that I have now, which I kind of like a little better. So I'm very curious once these hit the stores to try them out and see how they fit. The nice thing is that they added an extra shell size. Mm-hmm. So the Krios only had 3 shell sizes or 2? I think it was
something like that, but they were all the same shape, which didn't fit me.
Which I found it fit me fine, but I had to get the large, which is the same shell as the extra large.
And it just
looks so bulbous on me that I really hated how it looked, and it just felt like comically large. But for this helmet, they have a they have their own shell size for the large size. So I think the small and the medium get one shell, the large gets its own, and then extra large, and then whatever's beyond that gets their own shell size
really
too.
Big head.
Yeah. So I'm hoping this one looks a little slimmer and fits a little bit better than the
So you
Krios.
think you're gonna look at that helmet then?
It's definitely on my list of helmets to look at. Shoei still hasn't announced anything new, so the Scorpion's kind of out of the Shoei Hornet. Sorry, that's Scorpion.
Yeah.
Wrong bug.
Different helmet.
Yeah. They haven't announced any updates for the Hornet. I feel like they ought to, because 2025 is when the new Snell certification comes out, because usually they update every 5 years. So I feel like they'll be updating, because the previous helmet, maybe, because it's already out, the Snell certification.
Right,
like the
right. Yeah. But I mean, maybe Shoei's waiting.
Maybe, because mine has the 2020 Snell certification. So if they're gonna,
even though I bought it
even if they're gonna continue to get Snell certifications, I feel like now they pretty much have to get like a push a new one out. So I'm curious to see if they're gonna change it up, maybe make it a little lighter, because it is kind of a heavy.
It is
helmet.
A heavier helmet.
Yeah, it's a heavy helmet, but I love it. It's a very comfortable helmet.
Yeah,
and it just works really.
I like
well.
the visual on it when you put it on. Like, you have so much peripheral.
Oh yeah,
out of it.
Yeah, like that front visor is just massive.
Yeah,
and just Shoei makes really well put together products. So
yeah, no, I'm excited for that too.
So hopefully they announce something soon. But so far, I think this Climb X1 Alpha is probably on the top of my list.
You're not gonna look at the Arai?
Probably not. I hear the new one is not quite as good as the old one.
Oh, really?
From some reviews, yeah. But also, the biggest thing is like the transition visor. Now, Arai doesn't have that,
right? And
I'm so used to having that on my bike that I don't think I can go to not having it.
I might just keep my eye out on like eBay and whatnot to see if I can find like a used transition visor. Because I'm sick of swapping those things out or having to take sunglasses.
If I do end up buying a new helmet, I'll sell you mine.
There we go.
I'll sell you my visor, and I'll just put the clear one on there as a backup.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down for that, because I want transition.
Yeah. So if I do end up getting a new helmet, I'll keep you posted on that.
And we're drinking beer this episode, everybody. So
don't drink and ride.
No, we don't do that.
But do drink and podcast. It's our holiday beer.
Holiday beer.
Yeah, it's festive, so it's okay. So yeah, maybe new helmet, definitely top box. Maybe new pants, but I feel like mine aren't that old, so I don't know if I want.
When we decided to do this topic for an episode, I was thinking about it. I'm just like, that's a really nice thing about the longer you're in. I keep pumping that. The longer you're in motorcycling, is that you just need less stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so nice.
You kind of already set yourself up.
Yeah.
You know what you like. You know the things that you like want to have. You tried a few other things. You're like, that didn't really work for me. I like this style better. So I think it makes future purchases easier as well. Yeah. So then you're like, okay, that didn't work for me.
You can make more informed purchases. Yeah.
I like this. I like this feature, that feature. I don't care for this. I don't care for that. So you already have a much narrowed down list of things that you want. It does make it easier. And the nice thing about gear is if you outgrow your bike and get a different bike, your gear stays with you. Yeah. You just keep on riding until you get you decide you want new gear, or your gear is so worn out that you kind of need to buy new gear.
Well, I feel like me and you particularly, we're pretty materialistic when it comes to motorcycle stuff. It's like, look at this piece of gear. Ooh, that's shiny. Yeah. Ooh, I want that.
Well, when we go to cycle gear and
oh my gosh.
I think last time me and you both went in there, I was like, there was those riding kind of overshirts. Yeah. That just looked like work shirts and
they
stuff
were nice.
Their armor. Now there's a couple from Revit. I'm just like, shit, I really want to buy this because it looks good. Yeah. It looks like a normal shirt and it looks good. I have 2 pairs of riding jeans. Ones that look a little bit more dressy, and the other ones that don't fit me that well. Yeah. So there's that. And then I just bought new gloves this year because my old ones I kind of needed new gloves. Yeah, mine was starting to wear
those were your first pair of gloves. Yeah.
So, they lasted 5 years, which I think is pretty solid. Yeah. 4 years, which I think is pretty solid for riding in them a lot. in a lot of different weathers, but I was starting to get holes in my fingers and stuff. So I was like, yeah, okay, I need new gloves.
Yeah, it's about that time.
I kind of do want to get new like winter cold weather gloves as well, because mine they just don't fit that well. Gloves are tricky. I feel like gloves are really hard because with new riding gloves, it's hard to tell if they're gonna how they're gonna stretch out, or like mold eventually. So it's very hard to try them in the store because this feels okay, but it's not quite comfortable. But then
it's hard to tell like what. If you feel any pinches, it's hard to tell like what's going to wear out with stretching over time and what's not.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
my biggest thing.
So gloves are tricky because I feel like you won't know if you like a pair of gloves until you've had them for long enough where they're kind of like formed to your finger, especially if they're like leather gloves, because I feel like leather kind of stretches out and like forms to your fingers like a little bit. After
my first gloves were like those like mesh leather, so like leather but had like the perforated holes in them. My first gloves that I got with my Rebel.
Yeah.
They were very basic gloves. They ended here, very basic motorcycle gloves.
Yeah.
But those things, like especially after a few years, like those things were just comfortable because they formed my hand.
Yeah.
Even as a leather glove, I'd take it off and I'd like set it on the table and just like it'd keep my hand shape.
Yeah. That's how I felt about my like the Revit dirt gloves that I had. They were the same, but now that I got these new Climb gloves, and I've had them for a while now, but they still kind of like pinch my thumb a little bit, and I feel like they're still kind of working their way into properly for me, or I'm just getting used to them.
Yeah.
And I feel like gloves are tricky.
They are.
I've had the best luck with boots. So far, every pair of boots I've bought has fit.
Yeah, I've done okay on boots. Yeah.
And my mesh jacket. I've done good on my mesh jacket.
Yeah.
That one fit pretty good as well.
No, that's good. But no, I'm just glad that honestly, I'm just really glad my Christmas motorcycle list is short this year for gear. And
I am kind of too. But you got your service, which sucks.
That's going
to be pricey. Yeah.
Anywhere from
and new tires.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's going to be so much money.
Yeah. Because I had to do that this year. And it costs a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. Because you had your service and new tires.
Yep. All at the same time. A lot of money.
Awesome.
Now it's done. And then I think for the next valve check, I'm probably just going to keep going until it hits like 30,000.
Yeah, I think after the first one.
Because I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Unless it feels weird riding, I don't know if I'm going to worry about it as much.
Yeah, when I feel like after the first one, maybe I don't need to be so precise with it.
Yeah, and I feel like at that point, the value of the bike, I mean, it's depreciating asset toy.
Well, I don't care about the value of my bike.
Yeah, true. You're planning on keeping.
I'm keeping this bike forever.
I'm not
even when it doesn't run. Once that bike is dead, it's gonna
sure
be
you
a
can
collector piece. Yeah, I'm sure it could. So.
But like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep my bike forever. That's the thing. So, but I feel like at a certain point, like a used bike is gonna be a used bike. So it's like, it's gonna be worth less than 10 grand at one point, and at that point, I'm just like, is it? Yeah, might as well either keep it or sell it for, a lower price. And then, if it runs fine, it runs fine.
Yeah.
But I'll probably push it a little bit further before the next valve check.
Yeah.
Especially with my interval being kind of
short.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make enough money by that point, spring for a nice Ducati Multistrada V4S rally and get that 36,000 mile.
Might pay for itself. I don't know.
Probably not. It's a Ducati. That thing's like 30 grand. Or you can get that new KTM 1390 that we talked about in the last episode with the iPad on top.
There you go.
Assuming KTM's still around by then.
We'll see it. We'll see what 2025
brings.
No,
hopefully they'll find a way to bring up their revenue and stuff.
Yeah. Well, with the fact that they're staying like in MotoGP and stuff, I really don't think they're going to be going anywhere soon, but
yeah,
we'll see.
So, if you had an unlimited budget, what kind of gear would you buy for yourself? Not counting any bikes, but just gear in general. Like unlimited budget, or let's say like you had like a $5,000 budget, which I feel like can pretty much buy you the nicest pieces of gear.
Yeah, or one Belfast suit,
or one Belfast suit, or a big old Aero Stitch.
Yeah, Aero Stitch,
custom built to your body.
I don't know. So that's the hard part because like as far as our adventure riding and stuff goes, more or sooner than later, I would prefer to be able to get like another adventure bike.
Yeah,
because I love my Scrambler and it did good on the trip.
Yeah,
it was the problem was me and my tires. But then there's also the added thing. It's like, this bike is so beautiful and I love this thing so much. I don't really want to destroy it.
Yeah.
But if I could get like a bike, like a Tenere 700 or like the one that Emerson mentioned, like that, the Enduro 690.
Yeah. The KTM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like just something that I could drop and beat up and learn on.
Yeah.
But still like be able to go on like on a big long multi-day trip.
Yeah.
You know? So,
okay.
but assuming I had one of those, I don't know if I'd get the Moscow Moto bags like you did. I might get the Tusks. Like, say I had a Tenere 700.
Yeah. I remember you have $5,000 to spend on gear.
True. My biggest thing was that yours were just so heavy.
Yeah, but also mine are the ones that have the back plate on them.
True.
They do have the rackless ones, which are significantly lighter.
Oh, that's probably the rackless. Yeah, I'd probably do the rackless.
Yeah, mine are heavy. I love the bags. They're very utilitarian.
Yeah.
But the weight is kind of a big drawback of them. But so many people use them.
Mm-hmm.
So many people use them on so many other bikes. But I'm like, yo, you guys, these are heavy.
Yeah.
Like, nobody mentioned how
they
heavy
are
they feel.
very heavy.
They're pretty heavy bags. I don't know. I feel like if I were to buy them, I really like them though.
Yeah.
They're good, but they did release like their lighter ones. They don't have like the hard back plate now. And they're like maybe half the price, like 3/4 of the price.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit cheaper, but they don't have the back plate, but they're also like half the weight. So I feel like if I was buying now, maybe I'd opt for those instead, like saving money and weight. But
Yeah.
I do love how mine can just slide right on. They kind of just stay nice and secure on there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I think to like, and obviously a Moscow Moto bag or any bag really, that's going to take a good chunk out of $5,000.
Yeah,
you know,
those pretty expensive bags.
But other than that, man, I would make sure I'd have like something for like comfort, like for my seat, like a sheepskin, heated grips. Well, no, let's just assume this is a bike that has all that.
Yeah. Is there anything like you had on your radar?
Not really, actually.
So you think you're pretty much like content with all the stuff.
Well, because I'm so used to like traveling off my scrambler now.
Yeah.
If I could get a bike that had 2 saddlebags and like a top bag or something, because I pretty much had a good amount of stuff on our trip. I know I still had to like ask you guys to carry stuff here and there.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. I think I'd be doing okay.
Okay.
One thing for sure I would have though after this last trip, which I have now on my current bike, but any bike I have in the future, is that quad lock mount.
Oh yeah. I have the Peak Design one, which is similar concept, but it's super convenient being able to just prop up your phone.
Well, I had that rock form one that fell off, luckily without my phone.
That.
So ever since then, I just never really cared about having my phone mounted to my handlebars.
Yeah.
But then after that trip, I was like, I was missing something that you and Emerson weren't missing.
Yeah.
So when I got that for my birthday.
Super convenient to have.
It's nice.
Mainly for like navigation and stuff. Just that being able to quickly just have the maps on there and being able to navigate.
Yeah.
Is really nice.
But if I was taking any of that money to put toward the scrambler, one thing for sure I would do is get like that power socket installed so I could charge my phone without having to run the cable from my handlebar underneath the gas tank to the seat to charge it.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't know if I could blow $5,000 right now. On,
so you're pretty content
on necessities. There's stuff I could easily spend $5,000.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But in terms of motorcycle necessities, like I'm doing okay. I just need a new summer jacket, and another bike, just one that I can, get a BDR with and beat up. What about you?
So, pretty much all the stuff I mentioned earlier, but I feel like I would probably, me being the materialistic shopper bitch that I am, I'd probably buy just a bunch of weekend. I would just buy like a bunch of probably random stuff like that overshirt, maybe like another pair of riding boots that look nice.
I just thought of something. I'm thinking about doing this as a replacement for the summer jacket. Is getting like that under undershirt body armor and then putting like a jersey over it.
Oh yeah,
that would be
it does get hot. Yeah,
and
that would be pretty fun.
I think I might just do that.
Maybe, yeah.
Then have a summer
that'd be
jacket.
cool. Yeah.
How often are we out riding this summer? It's like, oh, let's take that little trail. Let's go see how far we can get into that.
Yeah.
But we're in like our mesh jackets and
it gets pretty hot.
Yeah.
In that. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I might do that.
I would get the Marrakesh jacket and Marrakesh pants probably if I had the money, just because they feel like amazing.
Yeah.
I haven't tried them on, so I could be wrong. But on the outside jacket, they feel.
I really like that Marrakesh jacket.
They feel pretty amazing. But the Marrakesh jacket is like what, $400? It's a pretty pricey jacket.
That's what I'm thinking. Like for that money, I think I might just get the armor and a jersey, and then a jacket if it gets cold or something.
And then, like new winter gloves, I can buy that now. So that's not. I don't know what else I'll get. I mean, if I have $5,000 to spend, maybe just an Aerostitch suit just for the hell of it.
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah, just get one like custom measured to myself and be like, make it a little looser just in case I get fat. But
can you make this a 2-piece?
Yeah. But I swear people swear by them. Like people swear by them.
No, they do.
They're great suits. You just put them over whatever you're wearing, ride to the office, take it off.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It just looks kind of funky.
They do look goofy.
A Power Ranger suit.
It looks like a big old jumpsuit. It kind of reminds me of like the pilot suits where like the zipper just goes all the way from your crotch to your neck.
Yeah, but with like the weird colors that people get them in, it's just like you look like a pilot from Red vs. Blue.
Just get one of those the full high vis bright.
The Banana
Daddy.
Yeah, the Banana Daddy or red or yellow.
No, I feel like I'll probably get like more of just their like khaki colored like one just to have, because I think it'd be kind of cool to have that.
Yeah. See, if I had like a house with a garage, $5,000 now would be so much easier to like pick on what I was going to spend. I'd set up like a good like maintenance shop in my own garage.
100%.
But I live in an apartment, so I don't have that option right now. You know.
Oh yeah, if I had a house in the garage, I would probably do the same. Maybe get like a lift.
Yeah.
Even to be able to like do
your oil changes comfortably.
Yeah, that would be so nice. Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah. So, but in the meantime, for now, I don't know if I really could actually like in good faith spend $5,000 on stuff I need for motorcycling.
Yeah. I may have been a little overzealous with that number, because I don't know. I could as well.
Because if you had said something like oh, what are you going to spend $1,000? Like in motorcycling, $1,000 is easy to spend.
That's easy.
So
that's like a helmet and a jacket right there.
Is decent.
That's true.
Yeah.
So before we move on with this random discussion of randomness, this episode is brought to you by Shogun Motorbike Adventures. Join Shogun on their flagship guided motorbike tour, the Fuji Explorer, kicking off in 2025. Ride, explore, and immerse yourself in an adventure like no other, tackling thrilling mountain twisties and cruising on dreamy coastal highways, all while getting to know Japan's rich history and culture.
Whether you're an experienced rider or new to the thrill of motorbike touring, Shogun Motorbike Adventures has you covered. With routes that suit all levels of experience, their inclusive tours come with a wide selection of bikes, quality accommodation, expert guides, a support vehicle, cultural experiences, and more. All you have to do is book your flights and show up on day one.
Listeners of the Two Dudes Talking Motorcycles are entitled to 15% off their booking with promo code 2dudes15.
Search Shogun Motorbike Adventures and book your spot on the Fuji Explorer Tour today.
Ride, explore, and immerse in Japan with Shogun Motorbike Adventures. Thank you, Shogun Motorbike Adventures, for sponsoring this episode. And back to our main topic.
That's how I'll spend a bunch of money.
Oh my God, you're right.
I'll go on a tour.
Yo,
that's what I would do. That's what I would do.
Tour? You just got my brain. You got my brain working.
So I can't buy much gear, but I would do
a motorcycle tour. I would also do like a proper like motorcycle racing class, kind of like our friend Jeff did.
Yeah,
like he did that like BMW
champ school.
Yeah, I would totally do something
like
that.
Sweet.
I think that would be a way better use of money than getting more gear. That's a very good point.
I would do a Japan tour, come back to the States, do the champ school. That's $5,000.
That's a good. That's,
probably.
That's yeah.
I don't know how much champ school is.
Yeah,
like we know how much that is. We've looked and
Yeah,
but yeah, I assume
think it'd
Champ
be set.
School's expensive.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably like $1,000 maybe around there.
Maybe.
I would do like another off-road. I would do like a full-on like another off-road clinic. One that preferably lets you rent the bikes.
Let me crash their bikes.
Yeah, let me crash their bikes. I mean, those usually go for like over $1,000 anyway. So
yeah,
boom,
well, there's
right
like a 3-day one up here.
yeah,
The Park City one.
That's a good point. I'm glad you mentioned
I
that,
didn't
'cause that's
realize
a better
that.
use.
And then
That's a better use of money.
Then we got to our ad. I'm like, actually, no. If I had money right now, if I had disposable income, or if I was gonna spend money on myself, dude, a motorcycle tour in a different country,
be amazing. That would be an amazing way to
100%.
spend the money.
100%.
Okay. Follow-up question: if you had an unlimited amount of money to spend on motorcycles, the actual motorcycles, what would be the top 3 that you would buy?
Top 3?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Because I already mentioned it, I would get like another like adventure bike. I'm keeping that Scrambler. I love that bike. That thing's so much fun. But I would do like a touring bike, like an ADV bike. So you said unlimited amount of money?
Yeah. But top 3 bikes. So you can't get all the bikes.
Ooh. Okay. Well, if we're going unlimited, let's just say the Multistrada V4S.
It's a pretty good touring bike.
Ooh, or the Desert
V4S.
X. Or the Desert X.
I would get the Desert
X.
I feel like I would get
Desert
Desert
X.
X. Desert X, Bonneville 2120,
Yep.
Street Triple.
I was gonna say my second one would be a T120 Black,
Yeah.
the DGR edition.
And then Street Triple would be my third bike.
See, I would love the Street Triple, but man, like even when I was at the shop like a week or two ago, I sat on one and was like, I love this bike, but I don't know if I could like ride it for very long.
Oh, I would just do it for like short weekend rides and stuff here and there, or Speed Triple, or just for the hell of it.
Actually, yeah, Speed Triple RR.
Yeah,
just
because
it
looks fucking dope.
It's a sweet looking bike.
Yeah. I'd be too scared to ride it any like faster than I ride my current bike.
I can't see me getting that bike out of third gear. So.
It will never hit its potential,
no.
but damn, it will look good.
It's a sweet
It will look
bike.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those would be my top 3, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I feel weird saying the Desert X because I already have an adventure bike.
Yeah, but that's just for me because you don't seem to mind if you drop your Tiger as much.
I only dropped it once so far.
Yeah.
I feel like once you drop your Scrambler, you'll feel much better about it and you won't care as much.
I probably will, but like I look at like the Tiger or like Emerson's KTM and it's just like your guys' bikes are like kind of made for that with those the plastic coverings and things like that. Like where mine's got that nice like fine shiny paint and metal.
That's true.
It's just gonna look nastier if I drop it than it would on one of your bikes.
I mean, my tank's metal and that's dented from that drop. So, but yeah, your bike is way prettier.
It's a
than
prima
mine.
donna.
Yeah.
So I need to get a bike that I don't really care about
that makes
smashing
sense.
up. And I think like I love the look of the Tenere 700, but
yeah, it's a good looking bike.
It is like, but I wouldn't be sad if I dropped it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Now that I dropped my bike once, I wouldn't be sad if I dropped it again.
Yeah.
As long as it's still functional and nothing's leaking out.
Well, I just think with my bike, so much of it is of its like appeal as its looks.
That's true. I don't know about the Desert X because I feel like it's too similar to what I already have.
For you, but like, for me, I'll get the Desert X.
That's true. But it's such a fun bike. Like it is a very dope bike.
It is. It's a sweet one.
Desert X, but if I were to swap out the Desert X for something, I feel like I would get like I'm not even sure. Maybe the V4S as well, because that is a
good one.
Very cool bike to ride.
Fuck. What about the Rocket though, or the Diavol?
3 is a very small number of bikes to limit yourself to.
That's not enough bikes.
No.
1's not enough. 3's not enough.
The best number of bikes to have is N+1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Rocket would be pretty dope.
Ooh. I'm gonna settle with I'm gonna stick to getting like the Desert X and a Bonneville T120 Black DGR edition. But the third bike, ooh man, I don't know, between that Speed Triple RR or like the Rocket 3 or a Diavol.
That's true. The Rocket 3 would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
The Diavol,
I would probably go with a Rocket.
I'd probably go with the Rocket between the Diablo, because the Diablo, while a pretty peppy bike, it's nowhere near as pretty as the Rocket.
It's not, and like plus I don't know, like I don't mean this as a jab, but like the Rocket 3 is such a meme bike.
It is very sick looking.
But it's such a meme. Like, oh, here's 2025, here's 2500 cc's.
It's amazing.
You rev this thing at idle, it's gonna throw itself over right. Look at these giant car tires. It's a meme. Yeah. It's a meme bike.
Yeah, honestly, it's worth it just for that.
I would have it. I would get it in a heartbeat.
100%.
In a heartbeat.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think but I don't know, man. That's
a hard
speed
question.
Triple
right?
RR.
It's a tough choice.
This is why wishing isn't beneficial.
Yeah. If you had an unlimited budget, what would be your top 3 bikes that you would get? Send us an email.
I would like to
know. Reply to us in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or send us a DM on Instagram.
I think you can comment on the podcast platforms too.
I know people don't on Spotify. I don't know if you can on Apple.
Oh, on Apple you can leave a review. That's
yeah.
But
we like shoot
emails.
Us an email.
We like emails.
Your top 3 bikes if you had an unlimited budget. But I think what you said earlier with booking like a tour.
Yeah,
that's definitely way more interesting than buying a piece of gear.
Maybe we can revisit this in some way next year.
Maybe.
But I think that like as time goes on, at least what I'm noticing with these questions that you've brought on for this episode is like, as you start out in motorcycling, a lot of your wants and needs are gear based and like possession based. But now I was thinking about it, and it's like I have all this crap.
Now I want to be a better rider.
Yeah, I mean, you. This is my house. You've seen my apartment.
Yeah.
Pretty much in every room in this apartment, I have some motorcycle gear sitting around.
Yeah.
I've got enough crap.
Yeah.
I want experiences, and I think I'm going to settle on like I would do like a motorcycle tour, like Shogun, or like an off-road school, or
that's
like
true.
Or a
that's
champ
true.
school.
I like that much better than buying gear. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I think at this point in my motorcycling life, I want experiences over gear.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Next question: what do you hope to see? What kind of things or advancements or whatever you hope to see in the motorcycle industry in the next year?
Well, we're going to be talking about a topic for the last episode of the year.
That's true.
So I'm curious to see like what's going to happen like in terms of world events and motorcycle tech.
That's very true.
As a little spoiler to the last episode of this year.
Yeah.
But consumer civilian wise, I think actually I was gonna say I can't think of anything, but I want to see better fucking comms technology.
I feel like you mentioned that before.
More user-friendly interfaces.
I would love it if Senna and Cardo just got together and be like, hey, we're going to use
let's operate on the same platform.
Like similar network, signal, whatever, frequency, whatever they use. So you don't have to go through this like bullshit of, oh, what brand are you using? What brand are you using? Let's figure out how Bluetooth works.
Yeah.
And take a 30-step process to get it together.
Yeah.
Now, it's nice that all like,
well, in our circle, like everyone's on Cardo now.
Most of us are on Cardo, which is very nice, and it makes it so much easier. But I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
it'd be great if they figured that out.
There should be a very simple pairing process, regardless of your brand.
Yeah. What I hope to see is more Apple CarPlay on more motorcycles, especially with ones with giant iPads for their TFT.
Fair.
I don't think we're gonna see much of that because pretty much a lot of the 2025 bikes are already announced and none of them have that.
And they're using their own stupid app interface. And
yep.
Yeah.
Like granted, a few brands like I mentioned, like Ducati and BMW have really good TFTs. But yeah, I hope to see like a little bit better like use of like phone connectivity and stuff beyond just the basics. Like, oh, here it's Bluetooth connected to your bike. Now you can see like what music's playing and which way you're going. Like Apple, I feel like Apple CarPlay is so prominent in cars now. I'm gonna get started on my fucking soapbox again, but
well, let me get ahead of that soapbox because everybody, Gleb, if we didn't mention in the last episode, he just got a new car with Apple CarPlay, so he's very excited.
It's phenomenal.
I have Apple CarPlay. It is phenomenal. I use it whenever I drive. I use it all the time for driving.
It's so nice to have. When I demoed the Africa Twin, it was pretty dope that it had that on there as well. And I'm like, why can't we have this giant screen? Why can't we just put it on there? So I hope to see better integration in that in the future. I don't think it's going to happen in 2025, but maybe beyond.
Yeah.
I also think we're going to see more of like, I'm all about like customizability.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see like, especially on bikes with like TFTs and stuff, to give you more options to configure that. Like if you're not going to be putting Apple CarPlay and stuff on it, I would love to see more options for like more display configurations. Like
so an Android.
Like, well, not necessarily, but I'm saying like let us like show different stats on there. Let us pick and choose like what kind of information we want to see on there. Let us make better use of the space that is available on those TFTs.
Well, especially on your bike.
Yeah, especially on ones like on my bike where it's like a pretty big screen that can show a whole lot more than it actually does.
Not just a small amount of information and big numbers.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to be able to see and be able to let the user, the rider, like pick and choose what information they want to see, what they want to hide. Basically, like more layout options and things like that. I'm not a programmer, so I don't know like how easy or hard it is to do, but I would love to see something like that.
I think that would be tricky.
Probably. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on with like.
I think to do that, like
a
bike's operating system would have to be a lot more in depth for like any sort of customization. I mean, mine has basic customization. I can change like the screen mode and stuff like that.
Well, like I'll compare mine to like Emerson's on his KTM.
Yeah,
his it's a smaller screen, but it has way more options to show way more stats than my bike does. And I'm like, it's things like that. Yeah. Like,
no gas tank meter though.
It shows only half the tank. Yeah, I'll show you when he gets to half, and that's it. But like, he can see his like engine temperature. You can see his like oil level, his coolant, like all those things. Like, I can't see any of that on my bike, and I'm like, come on. But also, I'd love to see more customizability in terms of like riding modes as well. Being able to adjust your level of traction control, your ABS, and things like that, kind of like Ducati and KTM currently do. I would love to see that appear on more bikes. Like I would love it if my Triumph had something like that, but it does not. I don't know if the new BMW F900 GS has it or not, but I feel like everyone raves about how good that bike is off-road. Yeah. So maybe it does have some kind of level of customizability. I think customizability is great in both bikes and cars, just because, you know, there are different levels of riders and drivers. So it's nice to be able to kind of like tailor the machine that you spent thousands of dollars on to more to your riding style than what it is from the factory. Yeah. So it's just nice. I think it's great. It prolongs the longevity of the bike because you can kind of tweak it to how you ride. If you become a more aggressive rider, you can tweak it to that. If you want to be more mellow, you can tweak it to that, versus just having like more preset parameters that you're kind of locked into. Yeah. So KTM and Ducati do a great job. I would love to see that from more manufacturers.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Okay. I get you. Is there anything that you wish to see? Do you have any trends or anything that you hope to stop seeing for 2025?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. What are current motorcycle trends?
Well, one I have in mind is I want to see less of like the cheap plastic gear on Triumph Modern Classics.
That's true. Yeah. I think that's in general. I feel like
to reignite an old hatred of like the new Speed Twin.
Yeah. I feel like
I want to see more dual dials and less of like whatever.
I would love to see kind of like the trend of the bigger screens, constantly bigger screens. I'd love to see the trend of that kind of like, okay, we've gone big enough. We don't need any bigger.
Okay. That's what I was going to Okay.
We don't need more. We don't need to make the screens bigger. We're good. Yeah. Like the 8-inch screen on the new.
Before you make them bigger, how about you figure out how to utilize all that space to portray good or to display good info.
Just make them
before you make them bigger.
Yeah. I think what other trends? I'm not even sure. I don't know if there was anything that I kind of like disliked on bikes, but I do think like kind of the more plasticky materials. I do agree with you on that, especially when it's like a modern classic.
For like a modern,
bike.
yeah. For like a modern classic bike, I would
love to see actually anything that's classified as a modern classic, or at least looks like one, I would love to actually see the tech kind of more scaled back.
Yeah.
Like give us riding modes, give us maybe a basic LCD screen, kind of like the T120 has. Give us more classic looking dials. Give us like nice finishes, nice metal finishes, not plastic. Just make them look good.
Yeah.
Like, because that's if I'm buying like a classic looking bike, I want it to look classic.
Yeah.
Like I don't care for a TFT on it. I don't care for an LCD on it. I would just want dials.
Yeah.
Hell, put more dials on it. Get us a dial fuel gauge.
Yeah.
Or things like that. That'd be so cool to see.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And like, actually one thing I just thought of like, we're clearly shopping in a certain price bracket of bikes.
Yeah.
Me mostly because I think I got lucky with the price I got my Scrambler for.
Yeah.
But I just remembered that like a few weeks ago, like right before I put my bike away, I was at the coffee shop that I like to go to, and someone pulled up on an R7. And it's a relatively cheap bike for what it is.
Yeah.
But it still had like a nice little display on it and all the stuff from there. So it's like, so while I do hope like something like a modern classic, we do see like a scale back of tech, or at the very least like more integrate that tech more. Like, yeah, if you're, like obviously there's stuff like traction control, ABS is just put into a little computer that the bike just automatically knows how to do. Almost.
And I'm totally fine if there's like kind of like the T120 just has like the little basic LCD to show you like what riding mode you're on, what gear you're in, and your fuel.
I think they could even rotate that thing, like, because it's vertical right now, I believe they could rotate that horizontally and make it a little fancy TFT screen if you want.
That's true. Yeah, make it on the bottom.
But on a modern classic, you get those nice dual dials.
Yeah,
I agree then on that. Something on like go. I don't want to say like a step down, but like just like a different market of bikes. Like an R7 that doesn't cost a ton of money, but it still comes with some nice features. Yeah. So I hope while we see like a modern classic step back in like visible or interactable electronics, I hope those modern bikes like an R7, or
CB500,
CB7, or whatever they have out now, NC750 or whatever. Yeah. Pack all the tech and stuff you want into that for that price bundle. But I think like with a modern classic, or like if you want like a 90s sport bike, like a Ducati, a 90s Ducati sport bike, like you're looking for a certain.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think I got what you're saying.
Yeah. I hate to sound like the old. I feel like I've hit a point in my life like where like now I'm the old guy that says like, oh no, all the old ways are better.
Yeah.
No,
I love seeing more like better tech on new bikes. Like even the new the Transalp, the Honda Transalp, like it has TFT on it and stuff, and it has like some customizable riding modes, different riding modes.
But if you're selling a bike on an like an aesthetic, like a modern classic,
then you should fit that aesthetic.
Yeah.
But I do agree. Like if it's a modern looking bike, like put on a digital cluster on it. Yeah. It looks perfectly at home.
Give the MT09 and like the R7 people, like give them the tech in that price bundle they're paying for that nice bike to do all like the crazy things.
Yeah.
But on T120, it's like, okay, I want just cornering, ABS, and traction control, but just make that a part of the bike that I don't have to see as a rider.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good point. Yeah. No, I like that. I also agree. I think it'd be nice if like the bike's aesthetic kind of fit them more. Yeah. I agree with that. And I'm a sucker for like a good finish. Like I love when things just look nice, feel nice. When things are like metal, they don't feel like they're all like cheap plastic wiggly bits and stuff. Which like on my Tiger, there's plenty of plastic on there, but it's kind of
the
point
all
of
together though.
It fits all together, but I don't want to see like plastic fairings or plastic bits on like a T120.
Well, like, or if my bike, remember when I showed up on my bike and it's got all these weird like plastic bits sticking out everywhere on it, it's like, this is like supposed to be like a shiny bike. You know?
Exactly. It would just look weird. So
I don't know. Maybe we're spoiled.
Maybe we probably are a little bit.
But you know what?
We have pretty nice bikes.
We do. Yeah. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
We can be spoiled if we want.
Talk whatever we want. Anything else?
No, man. That's really all I can't, like I said, man, I think like as you get more into motorcycling, I think I've had an epiphany during recording.
Me too. I think so.
like as you go on in like your writing life, it's just like, oh, I've got stuff. And after a certain point, even if you buy the best stuff, you're just like, oh, well, I'm just gonna have to replace it. I already have it, but I want those experiences now.
I agree. I think the experiences definitely outweigh any more stuff that I could get here.
Yeah. So I hope next year, me, you, and Emerson, we can plan another trip.
I hope we get to experience more.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope me and you get to ride more bikes. Get to ride brands that we have not ridden yet. So
Harley's coming.
One day.
I wouldn't mind riding. We've ridden Indians before we started the podcast.
That's true. We need to revisit that.
Yeah.
Again, and then definitely try out more of the Japanese motorcycle manufacturers.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we have not ridden pretty much any of them.
Yeah.
At this point. But yeah, I think that's about it.
I think that's all I got. Yeah.
Once again, we wish everyone a Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Happy holidays for everyone else.
See you after Christmas.
Or if that's what you prefer. Send us an email with your Christmas motorcycle wish list. Tell us about what new gear you may have gotten for yourself for Christmas. Tell us about what you buy yourself for Christmas. It doesn't have to be motorcycle related. What are you getting yourself for Christmas?
Dude, I'm the worst person to ask right now.
Okay.
I don't even know what my girlfriend's getting me. My mom,
I know what she's getting you.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I don't know what I'm getting. My mom asked me like what I'd like for Christmas. I'm like, I don't know. Tattoo or motorcycle money.
I'm getting myself a stainless steel pan.
Oh yeah,
for cooking, which I'm very excited about.
Gleb is moving. We might even have a second recording spot.
That's true. Maybe we'll see.
I could come up to your place to record.
But yeah, I want to get myself a stainless steel pan because I always wanted one because I want to see how it is to cook with it. But that's not motorcycle related.
That's not.
But that's what I'm getting.
Top box.
Top box, but that's not a Christmas present.
You're not getting that for yourself for Christmas?
No.
Okay.
No, I've spent too much money this month. I just bought a new car and I'm moving.
True.
That's too much money.
Yeah, within the same week you get a new car and a new apartment.
Like 2 weeks. 2 weeks apart. Yeah.
So.
No, top box is gonna be more like spring bonus purchase.
Yeah, that's fair.
But no, for Christmas I'm getting myself a pan. Which is significantly cheaper than
no motorcycle related.
No motorcycle related.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Unless whatever my girlfriend's getting me is motorcycle related.
I cannot answer that.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Give you anything.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Tried.
You don't have anything you're getting yourself for Christmas that's not motorcycle related?
Maybe some new earplugs.
That's fair. That's motorcycle related though.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
If I decide to get those, that's it.
I hope everybody gets what they wish for Christmas. Hopefully Santa brings you something nice. But thank you guys so much for listening. Once again, happy holidays. And we'll see you in the next episode, which is going to be the last episode that we have for this year. And then we're going to take a little break.
I'm excited for that break.
Me too.
I love doing the podcast. It's so cool hearing from people.
But it's also nice to take a little break.
I'm ready for a break. Work's been crazy. I'm ready to...
Absolutely.
I'm ready for
holidays,
a break.
I feel like just always so hectic.
Yep.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. And have a good night.
Take care.